Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is a little different. This week I've been posting, well, since it's suicide, I have been posting, sorry guys about the in and out connection. But I've been posting about suicide prevention all month long. And I know it's only the 10th, 9th day, excuse me, the 9th of September. But I want to talk to you about suicide today. I want you guys, there's somebody out there who has had suicidal thoughts. You've pondered, you've thought, you've said, you know what, the world is better off if I take my own life. I can't do this thing called life. I want to take my own life. I'm tired of living. I'm tired of just barely getting by. So I'm going to take my life. And there's many people who have had those thoughts. They haven't acted up on them necessarily, but they've had those thoughts. Those thoughts have came into their head because that's where the freedom is. That's where I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to concern myself with this. I don't have to go through this. I don't have to live through this. I don't have to put my family through this. I don't have to have this addiction. I don't have to go back and forth to the hospital. I don't have to take this medication. I don't have to focus so much on where is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? When is this going to take place? And I'm gone and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And so there are many people who have had suicidal thoughts saying, you know what? Some people may have even gotten the gun. You know, there's so much that we can say on this matter as far as suicidal thoughts go because we don't talk about it. We don't spread it. We're afraid, oh, if I talk about it, then it's going to put the thought in somebody's head. We're afraid if we talk about it, then, oh, this person's gonna be exposed or they're going to think that I was talking about them. But it's time for us to talk about it. Another question that I posed when doing this was, do you know somebody who has had suicidal thoughts? Just because you yourself necessarily haven't had suicidal thoughts doesn't mean that you don't know that your mom has had suicidal thoughts, that your dad has had suicidal thoughts, that your friend has had suicidal thoughts, gosh, that your children have had suicidal thoughts, that your significant others had suicidal thoughts. I just posted yesterday a little 10-year-old boy. I can't remember his mom's name, but she posted, gosh, I say all the time. She posted a picture of him and described that he had been bullied at school because he has autism and he had been bullied at school and he had a knife, and if she wouldn't have been in the kitchen, things could have went a totally different way. He could have harmed himself. He could have even killed himself. And so we know people who have had suicidal thoughts, people who have voiced to us, you know what, I'm just tired of being here. I'm tired of going through this. I'm going through a divorce. My children aren't acting right. My job, I keep having to jump from job to job. This is not working out. I don't have money to take care of my family. Things are just not working out in my life. So I'm considering taking my own life. And whether we want to admit it, whether we want to talk about it, whether we want to put it out there that it is what it is what it is. And suicide is real. It's time for us to start talking about it. It's time for us to start educating people. It's time for us as people who don't understand it, people who don't get it, people who have never faced it or know anybody who's ever faced it, been through it, dealt with it. It's time for us to pick up our books, pick up our phones, get on the internet, get some resources, help these people who are crying out for help, who are saying, I can't take it anymore. I'm done. I'm tired of living. This is miserable. The only way out for me is to end my own life. But some of us have never heard those words. Some of us have never thought those words to ourselves. So we don't understand. We don't get it. And I get all that. But we read up and we try to do these things on cancer. We read up and we try to do these things on heart disease. The March of Dimes, babies that have things when they're first born. We read up and we get all this knowledge and we raise money and we share these things. Why not do the same thing? Why not? And then the last question I pose is, have you lost somebody to suicide? So many of us in little Polk County, Landrum, Rutherford County, those small counties have lost so many people to suicide. And here we are. It seems like we don't care. It seems like we don't want to get it. It seems like we don't want to reach out to people and help people and pull people where they need to be. But I'm asking you guys, not just this month, but for the rest of our lives, Let's talk about suicide. Let's talk about that awareness. Let's change and end this stigma. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hearing that somebody's taken their life. And me thinking to myself, what more could I have done? What more could I have said? We got to reach out. We got to stand in the gap. And I will say this. There are certain people who can't handle standing in the gap. Certain people who can't stand being there. Certain people who just can't deal with it. And I get all that. But if you know, my necklace keeps messing up. If you know that you can stand in the gap, that you can hear somebody out, be there for them. Be their voice when they can't. Be their voice of reason. Reach out, love on somebody and say, I got you, brother. I got you, sister. I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to talk with you. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to lift you up. And if I can't help you, I'm going to get you the help that you need. I'm going to push you forward, not pull you backwards. I'm going to lift you up, not pull you down. I'm going to pray for you, and I'm going to rock with you. We're going to get you better. You're going to get through this thing. And I could tell you several people who have reached out to me, but I don't talk about it. I don't put their name out there because that ain't my place. My place is to be there for them, pray for them. And I reach back out to them and check on them and periodically just to make sure that they're good, because that's what we have to do. Suicide is real. And whether you want to believe it, whether you want to talk about it, whether you want to understand it, whether you want to, get some knowledge on it, it's real. And until we recognize that it's real, we can't do anything about it. Until we recognize that it is a disease like anything else, we can't do anything about it. And a lot of people want to shun it off. A lot of people want to say, oh, it'll get better, or, oh, they can control that. If they could control it, if people dealing with depression and anxiety and all that, I deal with anxiety a lot. If I could just turn the switch and say, okay, anxiety, you going to be off for the next 2 weeks. Wouldn't I do that? But I don't get that choice. I don't get that choice to say, okay, anxiety, these 2 days you ain't going to come. What? It happens. The same way depression happens. The same way the suicidal thoughts come. You can be good for 2 years, and something happens to trigger that depression or that anxiety or those suicidal thoughts. I didn't mean to get on here and rant and rave and do all that, but I wanted you guys to understand how important we need to stand, and we need to stand together. Just think about if you've had suicidal thoughts, if you know somebody who's had suicidal thoughts, or if you have lost somebody to suicide. We got to stand in the gap. We got to end the stigma. We got to be the change that we want to see, and it starts with each of us. I can't do it by myself. You can't do it by yourself. Your neighbor can't do it by themselves, but it starts with each and every one of us. Look, that's my, I think it's day 9 today. So please, 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 please share the video, like the video, check out our movement. We're on all social media outlets, IG here, Twitter, and we do have a TikTok as well. And I've had a lot of people on TikTok reach out to me just that they're depressed and different things like that. So please link up to those. We do have a YouTube. Hasn't been used much, unfortunately. It's hard when you're one person and you're trying to keep up with every social media platform. But we're going to get better. We're going to get stronger, Lord willing. But I just wanted to say that today. So make sure that you talk to your people that's struggling. Be there for your people that's struggling. If you're struggling and you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, please reach out to me. Please hit me up. I can't help you, but I can get you some help. There's also a National Suicide Hotline. If you ever can't get in contact, please reach out to them. And you don't have to talk to them. They will do text as well. Please reach out to them. Listen, I love y'all. I mean it. Thank you for the support. We rocking this Suicide Prevention Month. We're going to continue to rock this Suicide Prevention Month. If I was on here showing a fight, I'd have 50 million viewers. But because I'm talking about something that is not very important to a lot of people, I have only a few viewers. But that's okay. The people who need to see it, the people who will share it, great, perfect. Listen, I'm jumping off here. Y'all have a great rest of your day. If you need to reach out, please feel free to reach out to me. I am somebody, you are somebody, we are somebody. Love and blessings, guys.